lawyers are after doctors, and this is literally very true because hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Chidera. I'm a content creator and I'm also a medical doctor, and I'm also a writer, so do also check out my book. It's in the description box below. So what's up? So in today's video I'm going to do in today's video I'm going to be doing something very fun, and what I'm going to be doing, it's called things I wish I knew before I started medical school and while I was doing medical school. So I'm going to be going through 10 things. I'm going to be counting them off my fingers. 10 things that I'm going to be talking about, all the things I wish I knew and the things I should have known before and during medical school. So if you're a medical student, an aspiring medical student, or you just feel like knowing the things I wanted to do or I wish I knew, or you are already in medical school, or you're just starting, then this video is for you. So stay tuned and do not go out, don't go anywhere, just keep on watching. The first thing I wish I knew, you guys, is that this studying you're going to be doing for medical school is a lifelong thing. So first of all, I don't even know why I'm laughing, but first of all, I actually really thought that medical school is just going to be about you just reading your books, and you're going to read your books, and by the time you're done reading your books after medical school, you can just relax, get into the heat of things, just have a very good job, be doing your job, and you don't need to read while you're doing your job. But my dears, it's not like that, because in medical school you literally are going to keep on reading. So your reading doesn't stop. You read through medical school, you finish medical school, you read through residency program, you finish residency program. Even as a consultant, you have to read on all the topics every time, all the time, because one, things don't always stick to your brain as you think they do. They might be there, but you still have to remind yourself of those things. And two, knowledge is constantly changing, especially in the medical field. Like, for example, a very vivid, clear example is we now have transgender women than people that have other identities aside their biological, anatomical identity. And in medicine, medicine is an evolving topic, and it's an evolving profession. So you do not just say, oh, this person is a man and this person is a woman, and then you see someone that is transgender and you don't know how to communicate to the person, and you don't even know how to render care to the person. So now everybody that looked at a man and a woman as just being a man and a woman has to now look at them as having different genders. And that is how medicine is very always constantly evolving. And so that is why it's a lifelong lesson. When I was little, my dad used to tell us, or used to sing the song, he used to say, go to school, go to school, go to school and read your book. And when we would sing that song, I always thought that it meant we would just go to school, read our books, and that would be all. But you guys, that is not just it. You have to keep on reading till you die. That's basically what medicine is, if you want to practice. If you don't want to practice, you can just be like, oh my god, I'm handsing off, I'm not going to do this medicine again. So that's the first tip. Every phase and every stage matters. So when you just newly entered into senior secondary school and you had to do sciences and arts, and then you had to now super specialize in either doing science or doing arts. In SS1 for me, you had to do both science and arts to know which one you liked, and then you had to go into either science or arts. And then maybe you now chose science, and then you were doing physics, biochemistry, and you didn't like physics and biochemistry, you just like biology, and you were like, oh, I'm going to be a medical doctor because they only do biology. Physics and biochemistry is for engineers. My dear, you will still do physics and biochemistry in the beginning of medicine. And do not think it's not important. It's very important, because right now as a medical doctor, I'm currently doing my house job postings in pediatrics. And it really occurred to me that we calculate drugs, and we calculate drugs based on kilogram per meter square or somebody's body surface area. So how do you think you can be able to calculate, dosage of drugs if you don't know how to, properly calculate in physics and in biochemistry? So that is how, these things that you're feeling like are a waste of time are really very, very important, you guys. And so this is why I'm going to emphasize that every stage, every phase of medicine is basically important. Next thing I wish I knew before I started or during the medical practice or during medical school is that medicine is not just smart work, it's also physical hard work. So the way we see all these builders and all these people doing manual work like shoemakers, tailors, and you see them and then you feel like they're exerting too much force, all these construction workers, and you think medicine is just smart work. You just walk into the office, sit down, press on your laptop, or you just walk and then see patients. You just asking the patient, how are you today? And the patient says, oh, I'm fine, doctor, and you're like, oh, that's good, and you just go. My dear, medicine is more than that. You're going to do things we call calls. Calls are shifts, like night shifts, where you spend 24 hours or 16 hours with a patient. So in calls, you spend this time with the patient, and then the next day you have to keep on running on the same floor. And it's not very funny because you have to combine all of what you're learning, and you have to still keep on learning, and you also have to be available for this patient the next day. So you're always working, and it's not just you thinking with your brain about how to manage a patient, but it's also you using physical work to administer drugs or to walk up and down looking for either nasal prongs or looking for different things that help in the management of the patient, or calling the next people to come and hand over management of this patient. So medicine is on the go. It's a keep the ground running thing, and it's something that you have to know that there's always physical work involved. You're always going to be stressed, you're always going to have burnouts, and you're going to have days when you're just so tired and you just want to rest and shut the whole world down. So yeah, medicine is physical work, medicine smart work. Another thing with medicine is sacrifice. Medicine is sacrifice. I think this is the part I wish somebody tapped me and told me about. Because when you're thinking you don't need to really do a lot because of, it's an ongoing thing, and then maybe after you're done with, school, you get to rest and have time to spend with your loved ones. My dears, medicine is not like that. Medicine means sacrifice, and it means you're sacrificing your sleep. Maybe other people in different professions are doing the whole 8 hours of sleep. You have to sleep like 4 hours or even less, and then you're sacrificing your time, your fun times. You want to play a video game or you want to gist with friends. You have to think about the fact that you have exams, because there'll always be exams, and they're not like really simple exams that you can just you start reading 1 week to the exam. These exams you have to start reading at the start of the semester, and they're exams that determine whether you're going to go into the next phase or the next MBBS class or not. And it's very important to know that your sleep is going to be sacrificed, your time for fun times is going to be sacrificed, and then you're also going to sacrifice your time to watch movies, so there will be no movies. So your friends will be like, oh, for instance, now let me just use a very, very quick example. Queen Charlotte came out and everybody was so excited about it, and also John Wick 4 came out, and everybody's going to the movies to see the movie, and you're just in your own world, either preparing for an exam or you have to just be on your toes because another exam is coming. And my dears, you're made to finish watching it and then to be in the cinema and then to be out of the cinema and then to just be on the phone. So you have to download it from either a very reliable source or just collect it from a friend and then just watch. And then when your mates are done with the whole hype of the movie, that's when you're just coming into the movie. And sometimes I have friends, my friends, what we usually used to do is that probably as you're walking on the road or as you're on the bus or as you're doing your chores, you just play the movie and you're just watching it and you're on the go. And literally, you're not even having time for any other thing because you have to multitask all of these fun things you want to do. So medicine basically is also a place of sacrifice. You're sacrificing your sleep, your time. People are having 30 minutes to prepare for work, and you're having just 15 minutes to prepare for work. I remember when I studied my pediatrics postings and I had a very hectic Sunday call. I also had to still present the call to our morning meeting where the consultants and everybody is there. And I had to come back, and I finished around like 7:45. So my journey coming back was like 5 minutes. So I just had like 10 minutes to prepare, gather my thoughts together about what happened the previous night, and then talk to these people about the patients I saw. So it wasn't easy for me, and this was something that made me see how time, is very important in medicine. So people might have this whole 30 to 1 hour to prepare for their mornings and just get up, but you don't have as much time in medicine. So this is something I wish I knew earlier. Your mates are no longer your mates. So this is a very valid point, and I don't want anybody to misunderstand from where this is coming from. It's coming from a very beautiful place, trust me. But then it's a very big truth that we don't seem to actually find. You went to the same school, people that did arts and people that did sciences, and then you just come out of school and that's secondary school, and then you have to do university, and your mates are now calling you and telling you, oh, you don't have time for me anymore, I don't seem to see you around anymore, or you're always busy, or you're always reading, or you're always spending time, and don't really understand that medicine is already demanding and you don't have time to spend with them any longer. So your mates are no longer your mates, because if might finish their courses around like maybe 20 years, do masters in 2 years time, 22, get married while you were in medicine for 7 years, and the person has finished completing maybe like 3 children. They've completed their family number, and they are literally just doing a lot of things with their lives, and you're just feeling like you're stagnant because you're still in school, you've not even done master, you've not done anything, and you're growing old. So that's basically literally how medicine is. Your mates are no longer your mates. Your personal health is also something that is a source of concern, because there are medical doctors that have committed suicide actually because of the stress of medicine. And there's something that they call high functional mental depression, and this is when you're looking like you're good, you're working, everything, your co-workers, everybody's seeing you, your family is seeing you as the kind of person that is doing so well in their lives. Meanwhile, you're just very depressed inside. It's called high functional mental depression, and it's something that comes into play, especially among people that do high demanding jobs like medicine. So your mental health is jeopardized because you are always on the go. You don't have time for fun things, you don't have time to space out and relieve burnout, and then you just do not appreciate life enough, and then you feel like taking your own life. So you get anxious most of the times, and then in your physical health too, you might be so tired after work that you won't be able to take care of yourself, and then you get sick, and then you have to treat yourself. So please, for every doctor out there, take care of your mental and physical health. It's very important. And remember, you're not indispensable. So immediately you die, you'll be replaced. You'll be missed, but you'll be replaced. Lawyers are after doctors, and this is literally very true, because they want to actually go after us, because that is where the money is. We're dealing with lives, and then you see a lot of people come to you, and maybe somebody dies and you made a mistake that is not even so important, but as far as this person is somebody's father, somebody's husband, somebody's uncle, you're going to pay for it, especially if the person gets a very good lawyer and you just find a small fault in your management of that patient. So the legal aspect is crazy. It can cost you your license, can even cost you your life. So medicine is not a profession where you just go in and be like, oh, I made a mistake with photocopying the paper, or I made a mistake with prescribing a drug. For every mistake you make, you're going to receive the adequate punishment according to the law. And when lawyers get you, they will grab hold of you, collect their money from the patient's relatives, and they won't even care what happens to you or your professional career. You can't collect money in medicine for your services. When in other services where maybe you make somebody's hair and you're so happy, and immediately you finish making the person's hair, or maybe my hair I just finished making it, and then I'm so happy. And then I decided to give the hairdresser 10,000 in addition to the 10,000 I paid her earlier. So it happens in other professions, but for medicine, once you finish treating somebody and the person wants to give you money at the spot immediately, it's wrong. You can't collect money because you're already being paid, or the person's health insurance is covering what the person is receiving, the treatment the person is receiving from you. So you have to, maybe probably the person can just probably just send you airtime later, but not immediately the person starts to pay you upfront. No, we don't collect money for services. So no matter how, you want to collect the money, your body wants to collect the money, you just have to hold yourself and know that we don't collect money for services. The last two things I want to talk about is, in medicine, you may think that you are smart. No, sorry, not in medicine. When you were in secondary school, you might have been the best. Maybe they used to, in attendance or in assembly ground, when you were in secondary school, they used to do first position, second position, and you were in the top best 3. In medicine, you find out that there are people that are better than you, that you're struggling, that you're failing. In fact, you find out that things are not as easy as you were thinking or as you were having it when you were in secondary school. And so medicine differs in that way. You see people that are better than you, that have scored higher scores in their JAM, and even in the current class where you are, they are getting distinctions, and you that you were the best, you're even struggling to pass. It's a dilemma. And that is literally how medicine is. But the last point I want to make is, no matter how bad you think you're not smart enough, just know that the person that you think is smart might not even end up going through medical school and passing all the courses and passing all the professional exams. Literally, I've seen people that were like better than me, or like they were the best in their classes, or that were the best in their class, just end up failing the professional exam and just they don't get to even finish medical school. And my heart goes out to these people, but literally that's how the world is. Basically, medicine is a place where even if you're not so smart, if you're really determined, I won't say passionate, because sometimes passion might not for you as much as determination will. If you're really determined, you can pass and you can eventually come out as a medical doctor out of medical school. So no age is too big to study medicine. If you're 20, if you're 25, if you're 40, if you're 50, you can study medicine. Don't think about the number of years it takes. What you need is determination and then passion. But first determination, and then you can do it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, loves. Thank you so much for watching. I just wanted to give you a few things I wish I knew before I studied medicine. I'm currently in the profession, I'm enjoying it, and hopefully I'll keep on practicing until I do not feel like any longer. But yeah, this is what I wanted to talk to you about, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel if you've not subscribed before, and also turn on your notifications to get more videos from me.